I'm Sarela Garcia Santamarina. I'm a researcher interested in understanding how xenobiotics interact with the gut microbiome. My lab is currently in Portugal, but I'm transitioning into Germany, into the Leibniz HKI. And currently I'm the coordinator of this MPS Nova twinning, which is an effort from the European Union to bring capacity to widening countries. And I'm doing this together with Sandra Tenreiro from the Biomedical School in Portugal. MPS stands for MicroPhysiological Systems, and they encompass a series of advanced techniques to do research, which are based on stem cells, organ-on-chip, and organoids. They are very relevant today because after many years of research with animal models, we are realizing, and for a long time we have been realizing, that the results you get in animals do not necessarily translate into what happens in humans. So these are more relevant human models to study human physiology, and they not only have implications for basic research where we want to understand mechanisms of disease, but also for pharma companies where they can have more advantages at the time of developing drugs for treatments. So the MPS Nova project is based on a need that we were feeling in our institutions. Many of us studying host microbe interactions, pathogens, and also gut microbiota. We are also studying disease like cancer, diabetes, retinopathies, etc. We were feeling this lack of relevant models to get to mechanisms of disease and host microbe interactions. We did a survey at the time among researchers in two research units from University Nova of Lisbon, the Biomedical School and the ITQB, and it was overwhelming to realize that practically every researcher in the institution had this need. But of course we didn't have the capacity to implement these models because they are quite advanced and they need a significant amount of know-how. So what we did with MPS Nova was to find partners in international institutions which were or are experts in these microphysiological systems. So we look into the Uniclinicum Jena, where they are developing organ-on-chip, and they have been doing that for several years, so they have a very good expertise. We look into the Human Technopole in Italy, which are pioneering stem cells development for research, and also at the MDC in Berlin, where they have been implementing techniques to be able to read out these microphysiological systems, including proteomics and metabolomics. And altogether we decided to build this network and apply for European grant money, which we very happily obtained. So we are very proud of this partnership. MPS Nova is composed by 26 laboratories in NMS and ITQB Nova, plus the 3 laboratories from our partners. And we have activities mostly for the Lisbon area partners, because we are the ones that we are acquiring this capacity, but it's not only limited to us, but also our partners have the opportunity to send students to these activities and establish network with our students. We have been able to provide 20 exploratory research projects. We are able to send our students to our partners' sites for staff exchanges. We have training workshops in which all participants have the opportunity to interact. We have a virtual seminar series. We have established, or we are promoting and continuing a mentorship program that was originally started at ITQB Nova, and we are also providing conference fellowship mostly for PhD students and support for publications in the area of MPS. So we are very proud that in 9 months that the project has been running, we have already attributed 20 exploratory research grants of 10,000 euros each to all the 26 laboratories that are actually participating in the MPS Nova. And this goes from topics including skin cancer, breast cancer, heart disease, retinopathies, brain disease, and host pathogen interactions such as Streptococcus, Staphylococcus, Legionella, etc. And throughout these exploratory research projects, 16 of them are already international collaborations with the partners that are forming the MPS Nova network. Further, we have already attributed 5 PhD fellowships to attend to conferences, and we have already trained around 58 students, PhD students and postdocs in the different techniques through the different staff exchanges and training workshops. And the great success of these trainings is that now these students come back to our facilities and they can train other people that are willing to learn these techniques. We are just in the first 9 months of the project, so we foresee that more than 100 students will have the opportunity to participate in these staff exchanges and training workshops. So we are expecting that this capacity will be brought to ITQB, NOVA and NMS and be retained throughout the time for next generations of researchers. Microphysiological system technologies are highly relevant for pharmaceutical companies because they provide more reliable data for drug testing, toxicity screening, and target identification. MPS NOVA is highly relevant in terms of the potential for economic development that it can have. Microphysiological systems are more relevant for human physiology, and this is going to lead to innovation in this area. So it contributes to the European Union economic development, and particularly for Portugal, which is a widening country. MPS NOVA strengthens as well the collaboration among EU countries in research. And further, we are contributing to decrease of the use of animals in research, which is also a claim that society has towards scientists, which is also a goal of the EU. So one of the main challenges is actually be able to implement these microphysiological system technologies in our laboratories, as we don't have the expertise. But in this regard, MPS NOVA is being great. We have strong collaborations with our international partners, and this shows how collaboration rather than competition is very important for research. So we have our struggles implementing protocols, but we also have all the help we require to implement them. We expect MPS NOVA will bring this capacity to Portugal, and that will create a hub here in the University NOVA of Lisbon, particularly NOVA Medical School and ITQB NOVA, but from here it can spread to all parts of the country because students will move, researchers will interact with each other, and this capacity will be staying in Portugal. So a long-term goal of this MPS NOVA is to really engraft this type of capacitation in Portugal. Further, we also envision that these collaborations that are being established now with these exploratory projects and with this twinning with international partners, which we have 16 already, will last also for long, and this will help Portuguese researchers also to have more access to European funding, as building other types of collaborations for different projects more tailored to the different types of research that each participant in this twinning is currently performing.